Well, as we have been doing for the past couple of weeks in the build-up to the local government elections, Make Me Your Mayor. It's one of our features where we get to speak to those who are hoping to get your vote. Today, here you can see National Freedom Party mayoral candidate for Johannesburg, Nontuthuzelo Mniki. Nontuthuzelo, good morning to you. Come 1 November, you're hoping to get that cross next to your name. My understanding is for the mayorship of the City of Johannesburg. Why should people vote for you and the NFP?
Morning, Gareth, and morning to the listeners, and morning to the team behind the scenes. National Freedom Party is one political party that doesn't have a complicated or a manifesto that talks a lot of babaloo. We are a political party that says nothing else but service delivery. We are saying, put us into power. We will make sure that the communities that we made to serve, we serve them with diligence, with honesty, integrity. There's a couple of things that we've seen in our country that are not going right. As NFP, we are saying, give us an opportunity. We've always said, our government has always said, we build you decent houses, we will make job opportunities every year, year after year. They make these promises of fancy things, but they never deliver. We're saying, give NFP an opportunity, we will deliver based on the following. NFP is saying, where they'll be able to build decent houses. We'll make sure we have partnership with people like land banks that will afford people with loans, that they will be able to maintain their stands and build the decent houses we're talking about. We are saying there's gender-based violence. Gender-based violence is so rife at the moment. We are saying, give us an opportunity. We'll change that. We want to be a proactive government, not a reactive one. We've got organizations that deal with these issues of gender-based violence, but they only come to the table when a child has already been raped. We're saying we've got social workers who are sitting at home, unemployed. We will employ all those, bring them up into the table so that they identify the causes in our society. We know our moral fiber in the society is changing due to the gaps that is widening between the haves and the have-nots. We want to eliminate that gap so that we are able to give people a decent lifestyle.
Nontuthuzelo, let me just ask you this. There's quite a lot that the City of Johannesburg is going to need, and you've spoken a lot about social workers, etc. as well. Where do you stand then on coalitions? Because COJ is a massive city. You can't do everything, or maybe you can. You tell me. Can you do it by yourself, or are you getting into political bed with someone? Are you willing to?
We've seen coalitions fail. We've seen them in Eguruleni. We know coalitions, they fail. It is our prerogative that if given an opportunity, we would like to govern by ourselves. But given an opportunity, if we come to a push, if we have to come to a coalition, it would have to be somebody that shares at least 50% of our values so that we meet each other halfway. Because we know the tried and tested recipe of big political parties forming coalition with small parties. They tend to absorb them, and their word is not heard at the end of the day.
Last 30 seconds, Nontuthuzelo, let me jump in quickly. Who do you think in the last 30-second answer is to blame for all the problems you're hoping to fix? Who's to blame?
It's the governing party, because you can see our government has money and resources, but due to the corruption that is so rife and they're doing nothing to fix it, it set a trend that it set precedents that when you get into government, then you're bound to form corruption. That is why we see now civic organizations and other people that are supposed to hold governing parties accountable. Now they are forming political parties because they look at politics as something that's a lucrative business.
Well, I appreciate your time. All the very best for the 1st of November. All right, Johannesburg, now you know what the NFP has as far as Nontuthuzelo Mniki is concerned. That's what they're promising. They're promising more social workers, yes, to deal with service delivery as well. And they clearly have a very clear idea of who is to blame for the problems that we're all dealing with in Joburg. And they want that to change. That's the NFP mayoral candidate for Johannesburg.